Hi everyone, it's Michelle from A Common Life, and today I am going to be doing the YouTube mom tag. I was tagged by Emily at the Terry Family Fun, so make sure you go ahead and check out her channel as well. So let's get started. What is the last movie that you saw that made you cry? I don't really watch a lot of movies. I tend to watch a lot of TV shows. I really like funny TV shows though, so I'm not sure. The last thing that made me cry was, I don't know, it was probably a YouTube video. What is your favorite thing to do when you have a couple of hours to yourself? So I really like having time to myself. I'm an introvert and I like having some peace and quiet. I am sitting outside in my backyard right now and it's quiet. The kids are being good inside. So I do love coming outside when I have some time to myself. I also really enjoy, if I'm going to get out of the house, I like going to craft stores. I like Michael's and Joanne Fabrics. I love just going there and basically walking around, kind of getting ideas. What is your favorite breakfast food? I am really not a big breakfast person. I don't really like a lot of breakfast foods. I don't eat a lot of flour, so like all of those are out. Usually we have green smoothies in the morning for breakfast, or we have eggs. What are the top 3 home repairs you'd like done if money was no object? Now, as you may know, we did a big, huge home renovation on this house that we're in now, but there are several jobs that are not done yet. So the number one thing I would like to do right now is to work on our yard. It is pretty sad, and so I would love to just kind of spruce it up and make it look like everyone else in our neighborhood, because I feel like ours does not match. And then the next job would definitely be the children's bathroom. Oh, it's windy out. The children's bathroom definitely needs some updates. The shower, the faucets barely work. It is the original faucets, which at the time were like these fancy custom faucets, but they don't last. And so there's no really easy replacement for them. And so the children's bathroom would definitely be the next thing. And then the third one would be our master bath. We had originally planned on doing that in the renovation, but then we found out we had to replace the roof. And since we were doing a 3rd floor addition, you know, the roof was really important. And so we had to switch that out and do the roof instead of the master bath. What is your favorite baby name that you never used? I love the name Sebastian. I have always loved that name, so that would definitely be my favorite. What is your favorite store to shop in? Like I said earlier, I really like going to like craft stores. I love Joanne Fabrics. I love Michael's. I love just walking around, and I love getting the sales. What did you do before you became a mom? I was a teacher at a private Christian high school. I taught 10th and 11th grade English, and I was also the yearbook coordinator. What is your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is probably photography. I am definitely not a professional photographer, and at this point I honestly don't even use my DSLR anymore. I use my phone, which is what I'm filming this video on right now. I actually have a really good, or a decent I guess, camera on my phone. So I love taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. If you could spend a day doing whatever you wanted, what would it be? I would probably like to sleep in, but knowing me, I wouldn't actually sleep in. I'm really bad at sleeping in. I will go away with my husband for an overnight and then I still just wake up really early in the morning. So theoretically, I would love to sleep in and just kind of like take my time getting ready in the morning. And then maybe just like go for a walk outside, spend some time with my husband, maybe just watching some shows that we enjoy in peace and quiet. So that would be fun. And then definitely going out and eating at some fun restaurants. How did you meet your husband? So I met my husband at college. We both went to college in Indiana, although we are from New York. We actually lived about an hour and a half away from each other, actually a little bit less than that, back in New York, but we obviously didn't know each other. And so we met at the first chapel service. It was a Christian university. And so at the first chapel of the year, they had everyone stand up from like different areas in the country. And so they said, everyone from New York stand up. And so we both stood up. And after the service, he came over and said hi to me, but we did not hit it off at all. I was a total snob. I was so obnoxious. And so, yeah, I just thought that he was a hick because he was from the country, which, gosh, I was just such a snob. But anyway, and he thought I was a snob, which I think was pretty legitimate because I know for a fact that I was looking down on him. Well, he told me that he has a van that he would drive to college with, and he offered me a ride, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go in a van with this like country bumpkin guy. So anyway, yeah, that's how our relationship started. What was your favorite family vacation? I think that one of my favorite family vacations is not actually with my family, it's with my parents and my sister. We went to Italy right before I got married, and so that was really fun. We had such a good time. I loved Italy. It was beautiful, and yeah, that would definitely be my favorite family vacation. Sorry, it is really windy out right now. And then let me see. As far as with my family, we haven't taken a lot of vacations. We did last year go down to Florida because one of my best friends was getting married, and that was a really fun vacation. We went to Legoland, which we loved, and we went to a couple other places along the way too. So I had really fun taking that trip with my family, but it wasn't really a full-time vacation because we had a lot of obligations and things to do, but they were fun obligations. Okay, it's getting very windy out here, so sorry if my hair goes totally crazy because I know it is. Okay, so the next one is name 3 things that you are good at. I think I'm a good mom. I think that is like the one thing I really, really try to do a good job at. I love my kids like crazy, and so that's definitely something that, even if I'm not that great, like I try really hard. I also really enjoy writing. I am a good writer. I just don't get to write as much as I used to now, and I am, I don't know, a good crafter. I don't know, I like to do crafts. Name 3 toiletries or makeup items that you could not live without. Okay, my number one thing right now is my purple shampoo. I am like obsessed with my purple shampoo, and I will probably never not use purple shampoo anymore. So that's definitely one of them. And then I would say number 2, I use CeraVe lotion, and that stuff is really excellent. So that would be my number 2 I couldn't live without. And then I use an apricot face scrub. That would be number 3 that I can't live without. So those are my top 3. Name your favorite things about each of your children. Okay, we have 5 children. David is 11. Oh gosh, I have to pick one. I don't know. I guess my favorite thing about him is just his empathy, his compassion. He is just such an empathetic and compassionate child. So I love that about him. Grace is 9, and my favorite thing about her would definitely be like her creativeness. She's very creative. Like she comes up with these beautiful things. She gives these beautiful gifts to her grandparents for Christmas, and even I got one, and it was just so cute. And she does this completely on her own. She just creates these gifts and gives them to people. So I love that about her. And then Gregory, I just love how lovable Gregory is, or loving. He is like such a lover and a cuddler, and he just loves being with people. So that's what I love about Gregory, and he's 7. And then John is our 5-year-old, and I love how introspective John is. John is like all inside, like he is just observing everything, and he knows everything that's going on around him, and he just like processes it, and then he comes out with these like really mature things. And so I just love that about him, and he's just like the sweetest kid ever too. And then our last child, Eric, he is 3 years old, and my favorite thing about him is probably also something that drives me crazy about him, but it is his stubbornness. He is so stubborn, but he's so stubborn, and he is really, really smart. I think, they like go hand in hand, and so I think that's going to be like his superpower as he's an adult. I mean, he's just like, he's going to get what he wants, and so I just really love that about him. What was your first job? My first job was babysitting. I babysat starting at the age of 11. I babysat like newborn babies and their siblings. So that was definitely the first thing that I did. And then after that, I worked at a private school, and I was the music department secretary. I was like 14 years old, and I was given that title. But yeah, that was my first job. What are your hidden talents? I have no idea what my hidden talents are. I have no idea. How long did you date your husband before you got engaged? We dated for a little bit less than a year. We actually got engaged like 9 months or 10 months after we started dating, but then I broke off that engagement, which is another whole long story. But then like less than a month later, we got engaged again, and then we got married almost exactly a year from that day. What are your top 3 favorite TV shows? Gilmore Girls, The Office, and I don't know. Do I have to have another one? Those are my top 2 favorite TV shows. What is the bravest thing you've ever done? I don't know. I think having 5 kids is probably the most I'll ever be able to do. It's a lot. I think probably the bravest thing I ever did with them is I had natural births with all 5 of them, and 4 out of 5 of them were induced. So yeah, that was probably the bravest thing I've ever done. I am not a brave person. I'm like a total chicken. So yeah, something having to do with my kids. Where were you 3 hours ago? I was picking up my husband from the dentist. So exciting. What is one thing on your winter bucket list? I don't do bucket lists. I have no idea. I would say on my bucket list, if I did bucket lists, it would just be to read more with my kids. That's not really a bucket list item, but like that's my goal right now. I want to read more with my kids. Went to the library today and got like 40 books out, and so yeah, we're gonna do that. Do you meal plan, and what is one weekly staple? Yes, I do meal plan, and a weekly staple is probably turkey meatballs. I love just throwing turkey meatballs in a crock pot and being done with it. Like that is just the easiest thing ever. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I definitely wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to have kids, but for a profession, I always wanted to be a teacher. So I'm able to do both. Would you rather travel 50 years into the future or 50 years into the past? I would definitely rather go into the future, just to kind of see what's going on. I bet it would probably be scary because the way that technology is advancing so quickly, like, it'd probably be just like a totally different world. What has been your best ever Halloween costume? I don't know. I have one that I think is funny that I thought of when I think I was 10 years old. I dressed up as a rich lady. Like literally that was my costume. I wore like a fancy dress. I think I had like a fake fur and I had a purse with like fake dollar bills sticking out of it. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Night owl or early bird? I am neither. I don't know. I usually get up between 6 and 6:30, so maybe that's like an early bird, but I don't do that by default. I do that because of my kids. If I could, I would sleep in naturally probably till about 7:30, and then naturally I'd probably stay up until like 11:30. So that really doesn't put me in either of those categories. If you were having guests over, what is your go-to dish to serve? I don't know. I like to like try different recipes all the time. Something that I love that I made when we had guests were these lamb meatballs with a tzatziki sauce. That was so good. So that would definitely be something that I would try again. Are you messy, neat, or somewhere in the middle? I am definitely messy by nature, but I try really hard to be neat. So every night before I go to bed, I like pick up the house and make sure it's neat. But then like the places where everyone does not go, like my bedroom, my bathroom, my office, or the office, those do not stay neat. So yeah, I'm not somewhere in between. I'm definitely messy, but I work really hard to be neat. What is one thing that you desperately need to do but have been putting it off? That would definitely be my weight loss. Yes, I have been putting that off now. We tried several months ago and I lost some weight, but we need to continue that journey. So sorry about the wind. Yeah, that would definitely be it for me. Name 5 YouTube mamas that are worth watching. I am going to go ahead and put their links right now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to go ahead and tag 5 mamas as well. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day.